supposing I wanted to be a voluntary driver. And I come to you, what happens? What happens along there? Okay, so we ask people to always come in just for a friendly chat. Nothing formal or anything. They get explained about Dial-A-Ride, the organisation, who's who in Dial-A-Ride, a general day in the Dial-A-Ride system, what happens when they're out and about. They always have a DBS check, so they're criminal record checked before they start working for us and going out on their own. They will have patch training, which is how to strap wheelchairs down, and they always go out with another driver for a good 5-6 times at least, so they get a good feel for the job. And then obviously, yeah, we train them up. And so you've got to be obviously very careful, because not just be the driving part, but somebody who's going to get on well with the clients, of course. Definitely, yeah. It takes a special person to kind of do this job. You have to have a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a good listener, really. Much for all the information. I think on the driving side, we'll go and talk to Dave. He can tell us about the driver training for voluntary drivers, and also the amount of kit you carry on the vehicles. Okay. I want to be a voluntary driver, and I've only got a driving licence and driven a car. Where do I go from there?
Well, first of all, you would have to come out with one of the employed drivers, more than likely, for about 4 or 5 times, just so we can gauge your temperament and how you drive. And we'd kind of take it from there, really.
Okay. So how long would that period of assessment be then, looking at a person's suitability, the initial suitability take?
I'd say roughly it's about a month, month and a half, maybe 2 months, depending on their availability as well, and how much they can volunteer.
Right. Okay. So let's say it's me, and let's say yes, that you think I've got the right sort of makeup to be a safe driver. What about the training courses that I have to go on?
Well, there's a Midas training course that you don't have to go on, but whenever we do contracts for Bucks County Council, all our drivers have to have that. So if you did do any of that kind of work, then you would have to have the Midas certificate.
I imagine, though, that some people wouldn't be doing that, so would they still take some kind of test?
No, there is no real kind of test. It's just a case of us gauging your temperament, how you would drive, just to make sure that you're got the right temperament, really, and you drive with care.
Because I know some people who've never driven a vehicle other than their car might be put off by when they see a vehicle of this length, particularly when they have to reverse it.
Yeah, no, fair enough, but the volunteer drivers don't have to drive the larger vehicles. We do have employed staff that mainly drive the larger vehicles, so the volunteers would be quite comfortable driving our smaller vehicles.
And how often do you expect them to drive for you then?
Well, that's completely up to them. It depends on how much time they can give. If they can give an afternoon a month, 1 day a month, really, you know, any time they can give is gratefully appreciated.
Thanks very much, Dave. Thank you very much. There's something we need to know about, some special bit of kit you've got on board. Perhaps you can tell us about it.
All our vehicles have easy access for wheelchairs and people with three-wheel walkers or Zimmer frames. The larger vehicles have a hydraulic tail lift, and the smaller vehicles have a ramp. This is how the tail lift works. And then once it's on the ground, we can push the wheelchair onto the platform, or if you're in a Zimmer frame, we can walk you on. And you hold onto the handles and we go up. And then we can take you into the vehicle and strap you down for the safest possible mode of transport. The hydraulic tail lift and how that works. This is now the ramped version. It comes out like this. And then you can just push the wheelchair onto the vehicle, or you can walk onto the vehicle with your Zimmer frame. Not all of our members need a tail lift, and in that instance we use the stairs, which if you come with me I'll show you. So how we use the stairs. It opens, it comes out automatically, like that, and you've got the yellow handrails here that they can hold on to. Of course, we will be standing behind them just in case they did fall back. But they use the handrails and they walk up like that. All our vehicles are kept up to date, legally and maintained, and all our vehicles carry their current insurance documents with them.
One thing that interests me, that I'm sure you have quite a busy life and a sort of quite a hectic schedule. How do you fit that in as a voluntary driver? How does that really work?
Well, it's very flexible, which is one of the reasons why I did the job, or offered my services, I should say. I can tell the scheduler when I'm free, when I'm available, and if she needs a driver on that day, then she'll call me, let me know, and those are the days. So the drivers basically have the choice of when they can work and when they can't.
And how long have you been a voluntary driver?
10 years.
10 years. Right, so you're an old hand at the job then?
Relatively so, yes.
Okay. What do you like about it?
Well, it's an opportunity to help people who are less fortunate than me, and who knows, sometime in the future I may also be pleased with the services of Dial-A-Ride or similar operation that may be going in.
Won't we all?
Indeed.
Well, Paul, I expect there'll be quite a few people sort of watching this DVD think to themselves, you know, I'd like to be a voluntary driver, but what advice would you give them?
Well, if you've got a bit of spare time and you feel you'd like to put something back into your local community, and obviously you can drive, come along and talk to us. I mean, you're under no obligation.
Yeah, no, we always take the red cap with us on all our vehicles, so when we pick up a new member, say from a hospital appointment or something like that, then our drivers always put the cap on, and it clearly says on there, Chilterns Dial-A-Ride, and then they can see exactly who we are, they know they're safe, they can come with us and we'll take them home.
So that's a good idea.
I think it's a very good idea.
And you look very smart too.
Well, thank you very much.